please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Hello and welcome to Chartbusters. What a morning. 11,000 on the Nifty. On the Sensex, we're at around 36,000 and we're just climbing as we speak. The mid-cap index as well looking very, very strong. The advanced decline ratio at around 2:1. So things looking very, very good. Well, at the start of this week, I was thinking about, 10 years ago, January 2008. Well, at that point of time, the markets were in absolutely horrid condition. I remember that. I was doing my master's at that point of time. But currently, we're well placed, sitting with strong gains. Hey, Mangalam, you as well. You're smiling and you're with the bulls.
I am with the bulls. No way to find any red note in the markets today. You were in your college doing your masters and all that. I was probably in undergrad college, and that time I was listening to music. So let's talk musical. The green note way above the red note. It's looking fairly good. There's really nothing to complain about. So first up, all the top stories that we're tracking at this point in time. The rally on Dalal Street continues unabated. Nifty scales the 11,000 mount for the first time. Sensex crosses the 36,000 mount. Mid-caps resume a strong outperformance.
And the metal stocks rally in the first hour of trade as high beta stocks find favor with traders. The shots get squeezed out as the gains continue in the mid as well as the large cap stocks.
Shares of Indian Oil Corp gain as much as 3% in trade today as the board will consider issuing bonus shares in the board meet next week.
And aviation stocks, they are flying high in trade as in fact the airline companies record a 17.8% passenger growth for the month of December.
Asian Paints tad bit under pressure as the company reported a 10.5% jump in the third quarter. Revenues, which came in below street estimates. Operational performance remained strong, but the paints maker saw a single-digit volume growth as against an expectation of 11 to 12%.
Okay, all right. Then Ashwini's call in the morning was to go ahead and buy the Nifty with a target of around 11,050, I think, or thereabouts. Let's revisit that call. Ashwini, are you looking to up that target that you had placed early morning? And where would your stop come? Because a lot of people would be making good money after buying in the morning, or they must be holding a long position. So where does the stop come?
Well, if you bought in the morning, then that's not a very safe buy. Why? Because you are basically hoping that 11,050 becomes 11,150. Maybe that happens, maybe that doesn't happen. So at least yesterday's close should be maintained as a stop. If we start breaking yesterday's close, then there's a problem. But overall, given the sort of move we are into, I think people should take some money off as well, because once you get large rallies, you should book some profits. As the market comes back, you again, build positions, because this sort of run can continue for 2 days, 5 days, but what after that? So the idea should be incrementally, keep getting out 10% every day, and probably in 3-4 days, you should be reasonably light and with ready cash to invest afresh. Now, having said that, intraday, what we can do is Ashok Leyland is restarting a rally. That's a buy with a stop of 118, target of 130. NMDC is a buy with a stop of 144, target of 156. And JSW Steel is a buy with a stop of 290, target of 306.
Right, Ashwini, before we let you go, just a quick word on Reliance Communications. That one has had a weak start to 2018. But the stellar rally that it had, from December 6th to about 31st December, the highs were around 36. Right now, it's spiked up. Do you think that 36 mark is coming again?
Well, let's say as long as, say, 27 holds on, maybe there would be a resumption of the rally. But, these sort of stocks you can never say. So it's important to keep, nice stops right below the recent lows. So if it doesn't work out, you don't get hurt. But today's story, chances are, will remain metals and they will close at the highs of the day.
All right. Thanks so much for that, Ashwini. Well, we're talking 11,000, but Mangalam, so let's run our viewers through the entire move to around 11,000. 10,000 to 11,000, it came in only around 6 months. Remember, it's not the fastest 1,000 points that we've seen, but we'll take it from 10,000 to around 11,000. Well, we moved from 5,000 to 6,000 in only around 2 months, 7,000 to 8,000. That was achieved in around 4 months. And the move from 9,000 to 10,000 as well was in only around 5 months. So it's not the fastest, but just take a look at the base from 10 to 11,000. What did well in this move from around 10,000? Just in July 2017, we were at around that 10,000 mark. You have Tata Steel in there, Tech Mahindra as well, giving you a near 50% return, and big boy TCS as well in there with gains of around 20%. You add to the list some of these other big stocks, something like a Vedanta has done quite well, and big boy Reliance Industries as well has done very well. What's not participated then? A couple of pharma names, Bosch as well is down nearly around 18%, Lupin has seen some selling pressure, and Auto Pharma as well hasn't participated in this rally. But we're just looking at the headline index and we're saying we have done so well. If you bought some of those mid-cap stocks, you would have made nearly around 50 to around 100%. PC Joel has 130% higher. JSPL as well has given you good returns. And Just Dial as well as Divi's Laboratory, both those two stocks have done very, very well. But I'm telling you, from July till today, I'm talking about 6 months, when the Nifty has moved from around 10,000 to around 11,000. Mangalam, well, you were looking at a closer data point. You were saying that in December itself, people were getting nervous. They were saying, oopsie, 10,000 is coming again. But from there, we just took off.
We just took off. People say that this has been the most hated bull rally. People didn't get opportunities and this and that. The market kept giving you opportunities in the last 6 months. And the most recent opportunity you got on December 6th, when the Nifty low was, 10,033. So virtually it moved again from 10,000, 11,000 in the last 33 sessions. It's gained almost 1,000 points in 33 sessions. So let's take a look at a couple of stocks that rallied from that 10,033 mark on December 6th to Jan 23rd. You spoke about TechM being the big mover in the first 6 months. Gave you another opportunity. In the last 1 month itself, it's moved 21%. The IT stocks really doing fairly well, led by the index heavyweight from the IT pack Infosys, and another index heavyweight not from the IT space, L&T. The Nifty Bank, we said it was underperforming in the last 1 month. It did break out. Most of the gains came by this year itself. But from December 6, ICICI Bank would have given you 17%, Axis Bank 15%, big boy HDFC Bank too would have given you 9%. Again, you spoke about JSPL moving higher and PC Jeweler moving higher. If you had the gumption to go ahead and buy something like a Reliance Communications, again JSPL, stay long with PC Jeweler and Adani End, you would have gained anywhere between 40% to 166%. Jubilant Foodworks, you spoke about Tata Global Beverages. Coffee, pizza's doing well too, 33% in the last 1 month. Mid-cap IT, I spoke about the frontline IT stock. Mid-cap IT also virtually clocking in a half century there, led by Quick Heal and Mindtree. So good going, gave you an opportunity in the last 6 months, again gave you an opportunity in the last 1 month. Let's see where it goes. That is busting the charts right now is Berger Paints. Should come up for you from the mid-cap space, currently at the high point of the day. Remember, last evening we got Asian Paints numbers and that did not go down well with the street, especially on the top line front. Before that, we got Kansai numbers as well. Kansai numbers actually did well on the top line. Margins were a bit of a problem. So is the street really shifting to different shores? Because if you take a look at Berger Paints, that trades at 43 times as against Asian Paints, which trades at 46 times. Yes, it is the industry leader. Yes, it has a lot of moat. But Berger Paints is moving higher as we speak. But another stock which is moving higher, Escorts at the high point of the day, and a lot of the stocks. So with the markets being in high spirits and individual stocks, let's get in some alcohol then. Som Distilleries, that stock up in high spirits in the last few months. In 2018 itself, up already 52%. What more is in store for the company? To discuss that, we are now joined by Mr. J.K. Arora, the chairman of the company. Thanks a lot, Mr. Arora, for joining in. First, you have your numbers tomorrow, so of course we won't be able to talk much in the near term. But the last few months have been fairly eventful for the company. We're just looking at things that you've informed to the exchanges. Your Karnataka plant has gotten approval to operate. You've hired a salesperson from Sab Miller, and some of your beer brands have gotten an approval to supply to the United States. You've already done 228 crore worth revenue in the first half of this year. What is your long-term outlook for FY18, FY19, FY20?
Yeah, apparently things are quite in place. You know, in current in last quarter, our growth is 50%, and the same trend is continued. And the similar growth we are looking in the coming year, because of this month we are getting operational in Karnataka is one of the biggest market in the country. Since we are already having the products there and it got the consumer approval and franchise developed over there, so we hope by the start of this plant this month, so the growth rate will continue to be the same, around 50% or so.
All right, Mr. Arora, a couple of quick questions then.
Yes.
You're saying that you're expecting to grow at 50%. Last year you did around 250 crores in terms of sales. This year you should be bought at close to around maybe 375 crores. And if you grow at this kind of a pace, maybe by FY20, are you targeting something like a 450 crores, 500 crores? Is that possible? And secondly, from that Karnataka plant, how much of revenues can you get?
This is going to be around 150 crores. In the first year, we are targeting about 150 crores.
Okay.
So this we are going to have around this year we closing at 300 crores, and coming year we hope to have it around 450 to 475 in between. Yes, your estimate is right.
All right, hang in there, Mr. Arora. You're saying you are hoping to close this year, FY18, with 300 crores on the top line. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
But you've done 245 crores already, 228 crores already in the first half of this year. So the remainder of this year, the next half, you expect to do only about 70 crores. Is that what you're saying?
You see, no. You have got 2 quarters. Yeah. So this thing. First 3 months are the beer seasons. Na? April, May, June is always have the around 50% of the sale of the year.
Okay.
So the total growth will be around 50% this year, and similar is going to be the next year.
Can you repeat what you're saying, Mr. Arora? The total growth in FY18 over FY17 will be 50%. Is that what you're saying?
No. These 2 quarters, this third
These
quarter
2 quarters
has been 50%, and the second quarter has been about 50%. This quarter is also going to be around the same, and the current which is going on, this thing will be same. So the total growth in this year would be around 40%.
40%.
For the complete year.
Okay, so just punching in those numbers, a 40% growth from you, sir, for for this year. That means you'll do around 340 crores is what you should do for the full year. And next year you have that Karnataka plant as well that's coming on. So for FY19, your sales should look like 450 to 500 crores.
Yeah. So total would be 450 for the coming.
For the coming year, that's FY19. Okay, sir, great. I think we were, since you have done 230 crores, we expected you to do far more for the year. But as you're explaining to us that you're targeting a 50% growth, so we could work with a number of roughly around, we will work with around 330 to 350 crores. And you're telling us FY19 should be 450 crores. Great. So, besides the operational business, traditionally, if you look at businesses and fundamentally, you would say that a promoter holding should be higher if the business is going to do really well. Now, your holding as of September 2017 was around 23%. It looks like you bought very marginally. Now you're at around 23.17%. Do you believe that, in fact, the promoter will go ahead and buy more shares from the open market? Is that possible? If things are going to look so good, won't that be the temptation?
Yeah. Actually, it is as per the SEBI rules, we need their permission. Otherwise, we would have done it long back. So it is the permission. You see, if we buy now, if we cross the 25%, the problem of this open offer and all. So we are in the process of that, and certainly we are going to increase our shareholding in the coming time.
Mr. Arora, do promoter entities who are not classified as promoters hold some stake in the company?
No, that is not directly linked with the company. They have invested at the time of need, some distributors and this thing, but they are independent of themselves. They are not into this thing. They are the distributors. They are to the good associates, but they are of independent identity
All
for
right.
themselves.
Okay, Mr. Arora, you have your numbers tomorrow, so we'll let you go on that. We'll join you. We'll look to chat about Hunter. That's your brand. Post your numbers. All the best for the remaining of this fiscal as well, and we'll get chatting in the next couple of days. But get chatting with the management of Mayur Uniquoters. We have with us Mr. Suresh Kumar Podar, the CMD and CEO of the company. Hi, Mr. Podar. Thanks so much, sir, for joining in. Well, that buyback the last time we spoke about, it's a measly 24 crores odd. So we'll get to that in just a bit. But I remember you telling us that the Mercedes team, they were likely to come on board, and in fact, they were maybe hold some discussions with you in December 2017. Did they come? Any business coming out of there?
Yeah, they came. They had 2 audits already.
Okay.
Now they are satisfied with their first 2 audits.
Okay.
Now they will come back again in the month of August to have a final audit.
Oh, but
and in the meantime, we are getting our material approved.
Okay, I remember, Mr. Podar, the last time you came, you also said that you expect some orders to come by in the first quarter of FY19 itself. So now that you're saying they'll come back for a final audit in August, this order inflow from...
No. It was never like that.
Okay.
It was that, again, there will be an audit, but that audit, instead of March or April, they are going to do in August.
Okay.
But the thing is very much intact. There is no problem.
Potential revenue target of 100-150 crore stays from these German companies, or you can do more?
No. At the moment, this year, it will not happen. It will happen in the next year, 1920.
Okay.
Not in 1819, because August they will have an audit and then they will place the order. So the supply will start in the year 1920 or early 19, maybe January 19. Because in automotive industry, they take their own time.
Okay.
Because they have to get everything certain, and Mercedes especially, their audit is very, very stringent.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Podar, you're saying that maybe that 100-150 crores will start flowing in FY20 once you get the orders. So, what would be your revenue guidance for FY20? A lot of viewers would like to know that. And also, sir, if you could give us a sense, I think exports used to be 25%. You were telling us margins are better there. So, out of that 25%, can it move up? Can it take a larger, larger proportion of the pie?
This year, you are talking about 18-19.
Yeah, 18-19 and then 19-20.
Yeah, it should be. We are targeting 25%, and we are working on that. And we are about to get a few more companies order in USA.
So what should FY20 revenues look like, sir?